A very good evening to all of you guys, and this is Yogen from FOSC Coding School. Please confirm if am I audible to you guys? Am I audible? Okay, I can see a lot of yes now. Okay, Santoshni is from Hyderabad saying yes, audible. Archana Mohanty saying yes, sir. Okay, Nikhila Reddy saying yeah. Okay. Saundarya Maulid. I'm sorry if I pronounce it wrong. Sainath is there. Siddhartha is there. Okay, a lot of people respond in the chat window as well. And thank you for that. So guys, after, spending almost a week, now we are at the final day. And this day is day 5. And that would be the last day of this program, right? And before I take what we are going to, discuss today, a couple of things with you guys. The one thing is this, that guys, you have learned Python in the last week, and obviously we'll learn a lot of new concepts today as well. But consider this as a starting point only. This is your start. This is not your finish. This is not your end of your Python journey. You have started learning Python, right? Maybe you have become comfortable as well, right? In couple of areas. But this is just a beginning of your journey, and you need to continue this, right? You need to continue this and become expert into this. Now you are aware of the basics. So now work towards understanding the next level topics or advanced topics. Understand, what project you can make, right? What project you can make, and that way, right, that every day if you are putting 1 or 2 hours every day, the way you attend this class regularly, and the same way you have to continue this effort and journey, and probably next 2 months, 3 months, you will have enough confidence, you will have enough assignments in your kitty, and maybe 1 or 2 bigger projects as well. That's how you become ready to get a job, or become ready to do something on your own, or become ready to have some research project. That is the only way. And there are a lot of resources around Python. There is no shortage. You can go to YouTube, you can go to any website that is there, so you can learn from anywhere. Even W3 School is also good to start with, right? W3 School is there. It's a site actually. So or maybe you can go to some YouTube as well. So as long as you guys are motivated to learn something, you will find the references, you will find the resources. That's not a problem at all, right? And any program, guys, any program becomes successful if and only if, you guys are also involved into that. It is not just me or Dr. Sylvester or anyone else from the FOSC team, right? The program becomes successful only when both of the parties, right? FOSC as a team and you as a student participate with the full, motivation and zeal and enthusiasm. Then only this program can be successful. And I think you guys have done it very well. I have seen, right, that every day we have around 200 people, 150 people, 3. So a lot of people join here, and a lot of people watch the videos on the YouTube as well. Sometimes there can be an issue with the timings and all, So a lot of people, we get called that, sir, I was not able to attend the class today, but I have seen, or I have watched the video on the YouTube. So that number was lying somewhere around 300 or 350, right? So I think it's a very good number to have, and although we always aspire to have, more students, but that's okay, So, uh, guys, what we are going to learn today, and okay, before that, I got also one more thing, guys. Yeah. So guys, thank you for your registrations for the certificate. We have got a lot of response from that front. So guys, still, if you have not registered yet, still you have a time for that. You can go on this link and register yourself. And tomorrow evening is the last uh, kind of a day, right? By tomorrow evening you can register yourself, and on Monday we will be issuing you the certificates. Now guys, what we are going to learn today, there are two topics for discussion today. Dictionary, which is an inbuilt data structure in Python. And guys, we have already covered two inbuilt data structures from Python. If you remember, guys, we covered list, right? And we covered tuple. So these are the inbuilt data structure. In the similar category, we have one more data structure called dictionary and one more data structure called set. Out of these two, obviously, any concept is always important, but I think I'll be putting more focus on the dictionary side, because that is something new where guys from the C programming background may not be aware, right? Because this kind of data structure is not available in C programming, right? So you will understand it very well, and what we can do with the dictionary, where it is being used, right? How you can use in solving some problems. So we are going to put a lot of focus on the dictionary part, and obviously SAT is there, but that would be a kind of a familiar stuff to you, because you have gone through SAT in your DMS, discrete mathematics, or any engineering mathematics course, or even I think that is also in high school engineering, high school mathematics as well. So SAT is a well-known stuff to you, but I'll put more focus on the dictionary part, guys. Okay. Before I go to my spider screen, guys, I would like to have an input from you that what we did yesterday, right? What was our learning from yesterday's session? And you must have figured out, guys, that yesterday we were understanding what the functional programming in Python is, functional programming, right? And then a lot of people are responding now in chat window. They're saying map, then reduce, then filter, then lambda, okay. So a lot of people are responding, and I'm happy to see their responses, guys. Alka Yadav, Ubdesh Shoran, Akshay Kumar, uh, Sumant. So a lot of people, in fact, right? So, and yesterday, guys, we understood that how you can call map or filter or reduce, how you can write a lambda function, how you can, play around with the list data. A lot of interesting things happened yesterday. And I think that was, for most of the guys, that was a completely new learning, right? And yes, as usual, Python is a partially functional programming language. It is not a complete functional programming language. And I gave you a couple of examples like Scala or Erlang. These are the languages which are fully, functional in nature. And in any functional programming language, there is no concept of looping, right? Kind of a while loop or for loop. They are not there. Only recursion is there, right? And so that's there. Sort of maybe please drop an email. I will maybe the TA was not available, but we'll make sure that he comes on the email, and then probably he will respond to you. So okay, guys. Thank you for the responses. Now, guys, I'm moving to my Spider screen, and we'll understand what is there for us in today's session. So here we are, guys, and 2 things to learn. What is that? Dictionary. This is there. And, and then, just hold on, guys. I'll let you know why I was laughing. Dictionary, and the other one was SAT, right? Yeah. So I laughed because I got a message from a guy called Ranjan Maharana, and Ranjan says, "Sir, if you take any city name, for example, then take Beharampur, Bhubaneswar, Cuttack. So these are the 3 cities in Orissa, right?" So he's like, so probably I was more inclined towards Rajasthan cities, right? So he has explicitly, requested me that please take, these names. Thank you, Ranjan. If something comes up in my mind while, going for such examples, I will definitely take your city name. Thank you. Anyway, good. Just guys, now please all focus, right? Please everybody, be focused on something what we are understanding. Guys, let's say, you appear for a school exam, or maybe, any exam. And in that exam, you appear for 3 subjects, right? The one subject in which you appear and write the exam is physics. That is the one subject, guys. Physics is the one subject. Another subject is chemistry, for example. And the one more subject is maths. That is, physics, chemistry, and maths, right? And don't worry, later on I'll take bio as well. So these are the 3 subjects you appear for. And now when when you have written these exams, there is an evaluation process, and now you get some marks, right? So let's say in physics you get 49, in chemistry, let's say you get 62. So I write this way, guys, 62. And maybe in maths, guys, you get close to, let's say, 70. These are the marks that you got in these 3 subjects. Okay. Now, what we want to do, we want to store the subject name as well as marks, right, in some Python data structure. We want to store it in our code. We want to write a Python code that can store my subject name as well as the corresponding marks in that subject, guys, right? The one way that I already know, or I'm already aware that I can do one, kind of arrangement that would be called as arrangement only. Maybe what I can do, guys, I can make one list which will have a subject names only subject names. So what can be that list? Maybe I can say subject names is equal to, and I will put 3 subject names here, guys. I'll put physics here. Okay, so here comes physics. Then I'll take the chemistry here, guys. So let's say take chemistry here. And then I'll take one more, a subject that is, a maths here. So, I get these 3. So that becomes my one list, which is holding only the subject names. And now what I can do, I can keep one more list that will store the marks only. So I can say marks, right? So subject marks, for example, I mark it like that. And here I make a list and I say that I got 49 in physics. So that is the first entry in my list. Then in chemistry, I got 62. So I'm just, maintaining the same sequence, right? I'm keeping the same sequence, guys. The way I have entered the subject names in the similar fashion, with the similar order, with the same order, I'm putting the marks, right? So that it becomes easy for me to manage, right? So these are the two, data structures. I have used list, and what I have done, I have managed to store this information using two lists. And let's say someone says me that what are the marks in maths. So what I can do, if I want to know that how many marks I got in math, probably I can find out that what is the index for this subject, maths, right? Because if I can find out the index of math, I can use the same index to find out the marks. So let me calculate that how we can find out the index. So how to find out the index, guys? A subject names, that is my list, then dot, then there is a method called index, right? And in the index, I need to specify that for which item you want to calculate the index, or you want to find out the index. So see this, guys, what we get? We get value 2. That means math is available at index 2, and I can use the same index now to fetch the marks from this list, which is subject marks. So I'm going to use this. I'm going to use index. And what index should I put it here, guys? I put 2 here. And this way I'm able to get the marks that I got in maths. But is it a very good idea, guys? Is it a very good approach that we are keeping two lists? One list keeps the subject names and the other list keeps the marks. I think it's not a very good deal to have. We should find out something else. I was able to manage it anyway, but I think this is not a very optimized approach. Then what can be the optimized approach to store this information where I can keep subject names as well as marks together? For that purpose, guys, I'm going to introduce a new data structure, and that data structure is called dictionary in Python. Okay, how that is being used, please understand that part. So how to use it, guys? A dictionary basically is like this, where I write it in this way. So this is my dictionary. So how to create a dictionary, guys? This is the way to create a dictionary. So this is the way to create a dictionary. So curly braces, I'm going to repeat it again, guys. Curly braces will make a dictionary for me. Okay, and now, guys, inside those curly braces, now I'm going to enter this information that subject name is physics and marks are 49. So how to enter that information, guys? I will say physics as the subject, okay? And after, writing this name, I use colon, and after the colon, I will specify the marks, guys, 49, and then I say comma. Guys, this is my first entry in the dictionary. And basically the entry that I have made is called as key value pair. What do you call it, guys? Key value pair. You call it as key value pair. Key value pair. And before colon, what you see is called as key. So guys, in this case, physics is the key, and we got 49 marks here. I can make another entry in the same dictionary, guys, right? So let's say this time I'm talking about chemistry. So in the chemistry, I got 62 marks. So here it is. And now finally, I also write the same way for maths as well. So maths, and this becomes the key, and then we get the marks, and marks are 70, 70 becomes the value. So guys, see this. This is my first key value pair, then second key value pair, and then third key value pair. This way we are able to store the data in much organized fashion rather than using these lists, right? And now guys, you can write them in the same line as well, don't worry, right? I'm just, for the explanation purpose I was doing this, but you can write, this way as well, don't worry about that. Now, this is my dictionary, but I need to give some name to it, right? मुझे नाम तो देना पड़ेगा कि what is the name of my dictionary. So I just need to have a variable name, and let's say I say dict1, right, that is there. And now couple of interesting things will come up in dictionary, guys. This is your dictionary data structure, right? And if you don't believe me, right, then what function we can call to check it out? We can call type method to check it out. And I would say, please let me know what is the data type of dict1. And you see here we get dict is there. Dict means dictionary. And now guys, any dictionary will work like that only, that any dictionary will always and always have a key value pair combination, right? The left side is key, right side is value. Left side is key, right side is value. Left side is key, right side is value. And now, couple of properties around dictionary, guys. I want to know how many items it has, what function I can call, guys. I can call len method, and what I need to pass on, my dictionary name, and it will give me that it has got 3 entries. Why 3 entries? Right? This is the first entry, this is, the second entry, and this is the third entry, right? So that's why, it is giving 3 as an answer, guys. And now, always remember that, guys, that keys are always unique. Keys are always unique, guys, right? So keys are always unique. There cannot be a repetition, right? There cannot be a repetition in this. So guys, as of now, to explain the concept, you can see that key is a string, right? This is also a string, this is also a string, this is also a string, right? But it is not mandatory that you always has a string. Maybe you can do one thing, that you use a key like, for example, 100, right? And let's say you say, what you can say here. Let's say you say something. I made it, just reverse. But is it possible or not, right? I just want to make sure that can I have something else in the key other than, a string, guys. So let's see. We have a dict1, right? So, okay, this is allowed. That means we can keep it. Now I'm just removing it. I was just using the example to explain that, that key can be, without a string as well. So guys, this is the first key value pair, second key value pair, and third key value pair. And now, know that how many marks I got in maths. So what I need to do now? Now I need to say what is my dictionary name, that is dict1. And then I need to use some indexing. Basically in that index, guys, you do not specify the number, you specify the key. And what is my key? My key is maths, because I'm interested to know what are the marks in maths, right? So that will become a key for me, right? And now if I run this command, guys, what I will get? I will get the marks. Can you guys see that I got 70, right, when I was giving dict1 math as a key? And can I get the other marks as well? Yes, I can get them, dict1. And now I say, let's say, how many marks I got in chemistry. See this, guys, this becomes, one more key for me, and it becomes 62. Now, right, now guys, see, using the key, I'm able to access the value. I told you that keys are always unique, right? Keys are always unique, but value can be repetitive, right? I can have same marks in 2 subjects. So maybe, I can say that, in chemistry, I got 49 as well. So that is allowed, right? So now you can see 49 here as well, and 49, that is allowed, right? That is, and it happens in reality as well. Now guys, I'm not very much satisfied with my marks in chemistry. I was pretty much sure that my paper was good, right? and I should get more marks. So I apply for a reevaluation, and in that reevaluation, my marks were changed from 62 to 75, guys. So I need to update my dictionary as well, because मेरे marks change हो गए. Currently my marks are 62 in dictionary, but now it should be 75. So how I can change it? So guys, I can change it. For that, first I need to access the marks in chemistry. So marks in the chemistry are as of now, you can see marks in the chemistry are 62, right? So this will give us an answer 62. And now I'm going to use a assignment operator and write a new value there. So what value I'm going to write now? 75, because new marks are 75. And let me see, guys, if that is possible. And here you see, we are able to run this now. Now I'm going to again check that is that number updated or not, are marks updated or not in my dictionary, and now you will see, guys, we are getting 75. Earlier we were getting 62 for chemistry, now we are getting 75. That means we can change the dictionary, right? The way we change the list, जैसे list को हम change कर सकते हैं, dictionary can be changed, right? So dictionary can be modified. And the objects, or those data structures which can be modified in Python, are called, what do you call them, guys? They are mutable, right? They are mutable. So these are, so dictionary is a mutable data structure, inbuilt mutable data structure, guys. That is there, right? So, okay, I got it. Now, couple of other things, guys. As of now, I'm writing 70 marks as total marks in maths during the entire semester. As of now, I'm writing, chemistry marks as a total marks, or writing, physics marks as a total marks, right? Can I mention in a way where I can say that, I got so many marks in first semester, I got so many marks in second first midterm, so many marks in second midterm, and so many marks in the final exam. Let's say there are 3 evaluations in the entire semester. So how we can do that, guys? कैसे कर सकते हैं? Maybe we can do one thing. I'll take this from here, guys. See, I have this, and I'll make this 60 to 75, because abhi hamare marks kitne ho gaye? 75 ho gaye. So this is my modified dictionary now, guys. Now, I want to explicitly say that I'm not going to write total marks, right? What I can say, I'm going to use a list, guys, as a value. मैं value में list use कर रहा हूँ, and in that list, guys, I will tell that my first midterm score was 20, let's say, right? My second midterm score was, let's say, 25, right? And then finally, in final exams, how much I got? So 20 plus 25 becomes how much? 45. And then you are left with how much, guys? 25, right? So these are the marks in maths, which is first midterm, this is second term, and this is the final exam. So is it allowed? Can we do that, guys? Let's see. Can we do that? Yes, we are able to do that. That means in value, we can have a list as well. As of now, we were directly writing some number, but we can have a list as well. And now let's see what happens if I say what are the marks in maths. So how I need to write it, guys? In Dict 1, I need to write maths. And now see what marks we get, guys. I get a complete list. 20, I get a complete list, and that is 20, 25, 25. Now, I'm interested to know how many marks in the first midterm. And for that purpose, because, guys, this is giving me a list. Guys, this is giving me a list, right? And to access the first item from the list, I need to have an index 0. So how can I specify that index? So I need to use another square bracket, and another square bracket, I say 0. Now I will only get the first midterm exam, that is 25, right? And if I say 1, I will get second midterm score. If I say 2, I will get uh, final score, or I can also say -1 because this will also give me the final score. So I can say that as well. So that is allowed, guys. I took this example. But now still we are not very much happy with this case because I'm not able to identify that whether these marks are from first midterm or second midterm or final, because there is no information, and I just need to assume that the marks are given in the order already. So first a mark that is given here is from first midterm, then it is from second midterm, and this is from final. But can I have the name as well? So what we can do, guys, I can use this dictionary again and make some changes here. So as of now, this is fine. This is fine, guys. I can use a list as well. But can I have something else? Can I have one more dictionary in the value? So dictionary ke andar dictionary ho sakta hai kya? So I can write this way, guys. And now using this dictionary, which is inside, right? Now it becomes kind of a nested dictionary. Can I write something that in the first midterm, that is MT1, how many marks I got, guys? 20. So now I can say this using a key value pair. So अब मैं dictionary के अंदर dictionary use कर रहा हूँ, and inside the dictionary I'm going to write the same way, using a key value pair combination. So I write this key value pair combination as well, right? And inside this key value pair combination, this becomes my first record. What about the second record, guys? MT2 में कितने आए? We got 25, and final में कितने आए, right? That was, let's say, final. So that is 25 again, guys. So this is how you update your dictionary. Now it is much better, at least to understand the the linkages between the marks. And now you can see, is it allowed? We need to check it out first, guys. Is it working fine without any issues? Yes, it's working fine. And now we can get the marks from the dictionary like this. Maths, see this? We get a complete dictionary here, right? हमें पापा से एक dictionary मिली है पूरी की पूरी. And if we are able to get a dictionary, and now I'm interested to know how many marks I got in MT2, कैसे लिखूंगा? What syntax I should use, guys? Can you let me know? Can you guys respond that how should I write that so that I get marks from MT2? क्या करूं मैं? What I need to write as a complete statement? How should I get marks from MT2 only? कैसे करेंगे? Guys, please let me know. So see guys, we need to have, because this is giving me a dictionary, right? So I need to have a one more square bracket, and inside that square bracket, what I need to mention? I need to mention the key for which I want to know the marks. I want to know the marks for MT2, so I need to write a key here, which would be MT2. And this way, guys, you can see I get the marks 25. Guys, ये समझ में आया? ध्यान रखने की चीज़ है. Okay, let me explain why I am writing this. Understand this part, guys. From Dict 1, what marks I want? Maths. Okay, I got maths here. So here you see, guys, I get a complete dictionary, right? And if that is the case, guys, so I can store this in a one more dictionary. So see this, guys, this is Dict 2, right? This is my dictionary 2. Can you see? We can print the Dict 2 here. So we get the Dict 2, guys. And now if this is Dict 2, can I get marks from MT2? Yes. So what I need to do, guys, Dict 2, मुझे Dict 2 लिखना पड़ेगा. Inside Dict 2 मुझे क्या लिखना पड़ेगा? MT2 लिखना पड़ेगा. So this way, guys, you can see we got 25. Now what I'm going to do, guys, I will replace this Dict 2 with what? With this, because ये तो बराबर ही तो है. So instead of writing Dict 2, can I write this as well? Yes. So now you can see Dict 1 and then math and then MT2. And same marks are there. So guys, is that clear? Is that concept clear? Please respond. Cool. Very good. Right. Okay. Now, I told you that in the value we can have a list. I told you that in the value we can have a number. That number can be, integer. That number can be float. That can be a Boolean value as well. Boolean bhi ho sakta hai. I told you that how you can specify a dictionary inside a dictionary. That was also there, right? Then I told you that how you can access the marks. So pehle hame maths pe gaye. So this gave us this part, right? And now inside this part we specified one more key empty2, so we were able to identify 25 Muhammad, right? So that was the case. Now, can I have something else as well? Can I have tuples? Can I have tuples here? Okay, let me try if I can have a tuple here. So guys, this is my dict1. So I'm just going to, write it, that was just for explanation, Muhammad, right? That was just for explanation, nothing else. Now, let me see, guys, how we can do this in a tuple way. So guys, if I mark it tuple, जैसे मैंने इसको लिख दिया tuple, okay, so कैसे लिखेंगे tuple, कैसे लिखते हैं? So tuple का syntax तो ये है. So I need to remove curly braces and have to have this. But is it allowed? No, it's not allowed. It's giving me an invalid syntax because you can only have key value pairs in case of dictionary. But abhi to dictionary raha nahi hai. Why it is not dictionary now? Because you have changed the syntax. Now you are using parentheses, right? And that's why it is saying that it's not allowed. Let me give you the explicit error as well. Kya ye allowed hai? No, it's an invalid syntax. Okay, what we can do, guys, in that case, maybe we can do one more thing. हम इसको भी यहाँ पे काम करते हैं. इसको अंदर we create a one more tuple. So I create one more tuple in this way that the first entry would be the subject name, then we have a comma, and then we have a 20, right? So this becomes my first tuple inside a tuple, because in this case I can assume that this is my subject name and this is my score, right? ये key value pair तो नहीं कहेंगे, but I have clubbed them. मैंने उनको club कर दिया है, key value pair तो नहीं है ये, right? And similarly, I can do changes here as well. So I will remove the comma here as well, guys, and keep this. And similarly, I will take this final and then, this, and then, I can finally close it. So guys, is this allowed? Yes, this is allowed. So can we get it? Yes, we can get it. और अब हमारे पास क्या होगा? dict1 में maths में जाएंगे तो क्या मिलेगा? What we get in maths now? We get a tuple now, right? And even you can check it here. मैं इस पूरे को ही type में दे दूंगा. So it will tell me that what is the return type. तो मुझे बता देगा कि ये क्या value है. It says it's a tuple, right? And now inside the tuple, let me check, guys, if I'm interested to know that how many marks I got in empty2. अब मैं क्या करूं? How I can check that what are the marks in empty2? And for that purpose, guys, अब मुझे क्या करना पड़ेगा? I need to first get this record. ये record मुझे पूरा लेना पड़ेगा. So what is the index for this? This is index 0 record. This is index 1 record. So if I specify index 1 here, will I get the second record? Yes, I will get. Can I get it, guys? See this? I got empty2 25. Now I'm interested in what value? I'm not interested in empty2, right? Because empty2 तो subject का नाम है ही, और वो किस index पे मिल जाएगा मुझे? Inside this, it is at index 0. So you will see I got empty2. And to get the marks, I need to write 1 actually, right? Because 25 is index 1 ke upar. And finally, I get the marks this way. So can you see, guys, I took, a lot of examples that how you can write in a dictionary. Guys, is this idea clear so far? And then I will talk about something more around dictionary. क्या बता पाएंगे that yes, is it clear, guys, so far for you? क्या कहानी ठीक है आज की अभी तक? Okay, cool. Now, a couple of other things in the dictionary now, guys. Couple of other things in the dictionary now. See, I want to know that what are the various keys in my dictionary. मैं चाहता हूं कि मुझे सिर्फ ये पता चल जाए कि what are the various keys in my dictionary, right? So I can do one thing, dict1 dot keys. You know, there is a method called dot keys, guys. You know, dot keys that will print me all of the keys available in the dictionary. Can you see, guys? We got this physics, chemistry, and maths. We only got keys only, right? ये तो एक साथ प्रिंट हो गई. मैं चाहूं तो एक एक करके भी प्रिंट कर सकता हूं. एक एक करके कैसे प्रिंट करेंगे? वी कैन यूज ए फॉर लूप. आप जानते हैं कि इस स्टेटमेंट में, विद इन दिस स्टेटमेंट, ऑल ऑफ द कीज आर देयर. सो आई कैन राइट अ फॉर लूप हियर इटसेल्फ, राइट? फॉर ईच की इन तो पहले से लिखा हुआ है कि किससे लेके आनी है, एंड देन आई कैन से प्रिंट की, राइट? एंड नाउ सी दिस, we get all the keys printed one by one. So physics, chemistry, and then math. You can have some other name as well. You can, maybe you can say name. That is fine. You know, it's up to you what you put here. So here you see, guys, you get physics, chemistry, and dictionary. Similarly, guys, if I'm only interested to know the values only, I'm only, interested to know the values only. So uske liye kya karenge? Dict1 dot values. See this, and what we get, guys? We get all the values, right? Can you see? 49, then 75, and this is for maths. ये पूरा maths का part है, guys, right? So this way I can print the values as well. And if I want to print the values one by one, again I can use a loop. So for each value in this, right, I say print value. मुझे values नहीं करना चाहिए, इसको value करना चाहिए, right? Print value. And see this, guys, we get value one by one. So can you see, guys? First value was this, second value was this, and the third value is this, complete one. So this way, guys, I can, print keys separately. I can print values. अगर मुझे दोनों चीजें चाहिए तो वो भी मेरे पास है. It is a method called dict1 dot items, guys. Dot items. And can you see, guys, dict1 dot items? Yes, it gives me a complete listing. See this, guys? It is printing us. See this? Can you see? Physics is the key, 49 is the value, right? Chemistry is the key, 75 is the value. Math is the key, and rest of these values are, a value. So this way, guys, or maybe I can simplify it. तो तुम्हें थोड़ा सा आसान रहेगा चीजों को समझना. तो मैं यहाँ वापस से लिख रहा हूँ 70 marks, and now you will see things would be a little clear to you. So here you see, guys, in the name we get physics, chemistry, math. In the values we get 49, 75, 70, and then dict1 dot items we get physics, key, and 49 value. See this. अब क्या मैं इनको भी एक एक करके प्रिंट कर सकता हूं? कैन आई प्रिंट देम वन बाय वन? यस, आई कैन प्रिंट देम, गाइस. सो आई नीड टू यूज अ फॉर लूप. ओके, for each item in dict1 dot items print item. See this, print items, print item, right? And now see this, I get, okay, अब तुम देख रहे होंगे यहाँ पे we are getting this as a tuple, right? We are getting this as a tuple, we are getting this as a tuple, right? And if the tuple has two entries, now everybody focus, coming something important, guys. If tuple has two entries, जैसे कि मैंने यहाँ पे बोला, this is the tuple, guys, right? This is the tuple for you. And what will happen if I say, as of now, item is this. Item की value क्या है? ये. Can you guys please listen here? Item की value अभी ये है. Can I do something like that? कि item की जगह मैं ये लिख देता हूँ, key, comma, value is equal to key, comma, value. Just hold on. Okay, key, comma, value, और ये value मैंने यहाँ पे ये as it is लिख दिया. इस केस में क्या होगा, guys? What will happen? What will come to key and what will come to value? Guys, what you say? What will come into the key? Key will be physics, right? Just a minute. So key will be physics and value would be 49, right? Then क्या मैं इसी चीज को, जो आइटम अभी यहाँ पे लिखा हुआ है, वो तो ये था, it was taking the entire tuple. Can I use these two values here? So I'm just copying this, guys, and I'm replacing it here in item. See this, guys, see. राइट? और अब मैं यहाँ पे क्या प्रिंट करा रहा हूँ? आई एम प्रिंटिंग द की ओनली, की एंड देन वैल्यू. सी दिस गाइस, इज इट पॉसिबल? यस इट इज पॉसिबल. तो अब देखेंगे, अब आप देख रहे हो फिजिक्स 49, केमिस्ट्री 75 एंड मैथ 75, राइट? मैं चाहूं तो इस लूप को पढ़ सकता हूं, बट आई एम ओनली इंटरेस्टेड टू प्रिंट द कीज. यस आई कैन प्रिंट द की. तो मैं वैल्यू को प्रिंट ही नहीं कराऊंगा, सिर्फ की प्रिंट होगी. सी दिस गाइस, फिजिक्स केमिस्ट्री मैथ्स. मैं चाहूं तो सिर्फ वैल्यूज को प्रिंट करा सकता हूं. सो आई कैन प्रिंट द वैल्यूज ओनली यूजिंग दिस मैकेनिज्म गाइस. सी आई गेट द वैल्यूज ओनली. मैं चाहूं तो वैल्यूज और की को रिवर्स भी, उल्टा भी कर सकता हूं कि पहले वैल्यू प्रिंट करा देता हूं फिर की प्रिंट करा दूंगा. सो लॉट ऑफ गेम कैन बी देयर. बहुत सारा कहानी हो सकती है यहाँ पे. So guys, is that clear so far? Is that clear? Please everybody let me know. अब ज्यादा देर की बात नहीं है वैसे guys, almost we have 1 hour only. तो जब भी कुछ पूछा जाए तो प्लीज जवाब दिया करें. उसके बाद तो फिर उसके बाद तो फिर जैसा चाहो वैसा करो. राइट? So that is there guys, right? So that would be there. Now, okay, thank you Arpan. So now कुछ चीजें और हमें समझनी चाहिए कि क्या है. Let me tell you one thing guys. एक और चीज हम see. I should take one example where I will let you know that where dictionary can be used in some practical problem solving. What can be the example? Let me take you. Nested Shakti, I have taken this nested dictionary, right? मैंने nested dictionary बताई तो थी यहाँ पे जब maths में हम लोग यहाँ पे फिर से एक डिक्शनरी ली थी, क्या की वैल्यू पेयर लिखा था. डू यू रिमेंबर दैट? दैट वाज नेस्टेड डिक्शनरी ओनली ना. सो नाउ गाइस, let me tell you one thing. Please everybody focus here again. Let's say I have a string. Okay, please everybody, right? See, let's say guys I have a string, and inside the string let's say I write something like that, Oxford, for example, let's say I say Oxford Corona, let's say Oxford COVID 19 vaccine, right? ऐसा लिख दिया मैंने कुछ यहाँ पे. So this is my a syntax guys. This is my string. ठीक है? Now I have a problem for you guys. I have a problem statement for you. What I want from this string, guys, मुझे क्या चाहिए? I want to know from this string, guys, that what is the frequency of each letter. What is the frequency of each letter means we need to figure out that how many times O is there in entire string. तो O कितनी बार आ रहा है? Can we see guys? 1 is there, 2 is there, 3 is there. So O comes 3 times, right? That is there. Then I want to know for the next letter कि X कितनी बार आया. So X is I think only 1 time, right? फिर मुझे बताना है कि F कितनी बार आया. So I will tell it is 1 again, right? And then फिर R के बारे में बताना है because O तो पहले ही आ चुका है, right? Then I need to tell the R. So in this way guys, that way I need to figure out for every letter that वो कितनी बार हमारी string में repeat हुआ है. This is known as frequency count, right? So what I need to figure out, I need to figure out कि वो letter कौन सा है. Then I need to figure out that what is the count of that letter in the str1. Guys, please let me know how we can do this. कैसे कर सकते हैं इस problem को solve? कैसे कर सकते हैं इस problem को solve? How we can figure out? What is your suggestion, guys? And I will go according to that. What do you say? तो किसी ने कहा है कि साहब काउंट लगाइए, अप्लाई ए काउंट. किसी ने कहा कि साहब यू नो वी नीड टू कोई कह रहा है साहब लूप लगा लो, राइट? कोई कुछ कह रहा है, कोई कह रहा है कंपेयरिंग कर दो लेटर्स की. ओके, दैट्स गुड. What we can do in that case, right? Okay, just let me know, guys. One thing we can do. I can do this, guys. That str1 मुझे पता करना है कि str1 में o कितनी बार आया. तो I can call a count method, and inside the count I can say o. That will tell us that how many times o is coming. So let me check with that, guys. It is coming thrice, right? क्या हम इस इंफॉर्मेशन को एक डिक्शनरी की फॉर्मेट में लिख सकते हैं, guys? Can we write this in a dictionary format? Can we write something like that? एक डिक्शनरी ले लेते हैं, and inside dictionary what we can do, guys? We'll take one letter. Let's say we take letter O. We'll make it key, and then वो कितनी बार आ रहा है? 3 बार. So we'll make it value. Right, so एक की वैल्यू पेयर बनता है कि O 3 बार आया है, right? And similarly I can go for another letter, that is X. That will become my key, and then I'll say count is 1 because एक ही बार है. And similarly I can say about F as well, and then I'll say it is coming 1, right? So this way, guys, this becomes my dictionary. Can guys let me guys say yes and no that yes, we can use a dictionary to represent this information, to represent the frequency count of each letter. We can use a dictionary, guys. Is that possible? Yes, we can have a dictionary for that, right? Now ये चीज समझने के बाद, after understanding this, now question comes that how we will make entries in the dictionary. हम dictionary में entry करेंगे कैसे? How we will make the entries in the dictionary, right? So let's see how we are going to do it, guys. Can we have one thing, right? Can we have one thing, guys? So I'm just going to write programmatically, guys. अब मैं इसका solution लिख रहा हूँ कि कैसे हो रहा है, right? So code below. मैंने एक dictionary ली which is initially blank, guys. See this. This is dictionary initially blank. Okay, इसको हम यहाँ से लेके आ जाते हैं so that it is visible to us in the screen, so we don't get confused. So this is my str1, guys. This is how take dict1, which is initially blank. Can I do one thing, guys? I run a for loop. कैसे? For loop over str1. So for each letter in str1. Okay, and now for each letter in str1, what I do, guys? मैं काम करता हूं, इस लेटर को मैं की बना देता हूं और डिक्शनरी में डाल देता हूं. तो I will say dict1, right? And I say letter. So letter is a variable, right? तो पहली बार once the loop is running for the first time, what would be the letter, guys? Letter would be O. So dict में हम किसकी एंट्री कर रहे हैं? We are making O as a key. And how many times it has come? How to find out? I can find out using this method str1.count, and see this, guys. Count में मैं क्या लिख दूंगा? Letter. कि बताओ वो letter कितनी बार आ रहा है. Can you see, guys? I'm running this for loop. So you can see, guys, in the first iteration letter would be equal to O. तो मैंने dict1 में O की एंट्री कर दी, और O कितनी बार आ रहा है? 3 बार आ रहा है, तो की वैल्यू पेयर बनते जाएंगे. नेक्स्ट टाइम X आएगा, so X will become a key, और वो कितनी बार आ रहा है? That will become a value. फिर F आएगा, that would be here. वापस से O आ गया तो कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, O ओवरराइट हो जाएगा. पहले से भी O हमारे पास है, but we are going to overwrite it again, right? So see this, guys. Can we get something meaningful here? Let's see. Okay, and can we print the dict1 now, guys? Can we print it, dict1? And let's see if we print the dict1, what we get in the output. Can you see, guys? We get the responses now. Can you see, guys, that O is coming thrice, X is 1, F is 1, R is 1, D is 2, space is coming twice, C is 3, B is 2, I is 2, 1 is 1, 9 is 1, right? A is 1, N is 1, and E is 1, guys. Guys, did you get this concept that we wrote a for each loop, right? And using that loop, inside the loop हमने एक डिक्शनरी में एंट्री कर रहे हैं, and the डिक्शनरी में जो एंट्रीज हो रही हैं वो क्या हो रही हैं? The letter is become as a key, and the count of that letter in the entire string has become the value. Guys, is that clear to you? क्या बात है, बताएं जरा मुझे. Did you get this idea or not? Okay. Oh. विपिन कोई बात नहीं, दोबारा देखिएगा, आई विल टेल यू. ठीक है, देखो क्या हुआ है. सी सौरभ, ये हमने इसलिए पता किया कि जब हम काउंट मेथड कॉल करेंगे तो हमें बता देगा ना कि वो लेटर कितनी बार आ रहा है. तो पहली बार लेटर क्या आया है? ओ, राइट. पहली बार लेटर ओ आया है, तो डिक्शनरी में वी विल मेक ओ एज ए की. और ओ कितनी बार आ रहा है? तो ओ कितनी बार आ रहा है कैसे चेक करते हैं? str1.count, और काउंट में क्या डाल दिया? ओ, राइट. सो नाउ यू विल सी वी गॉट 3 हियर. सो that is why we are calling the count. क्या है? count is a method which tells you कि a particular letter कितनी बार उस पूरी string में आया है, सौरभ, right? And that's why we are calling it, right? So that is there. Yeah, even the white spaces will be counted. Even the white spaces will, would be counted. Okay, guys. Now some, a question, good question is coming to you, right? So let me see, guys. Okay. Let me explain again this. What is happening in this loop? I need to tell you guys what is happening in the loop. So for the first time, can you see, guys, we will get O as a letter, right? So dict1 में we are going to make O as an entry for the key. So हमने कैसे entry किया उसका? हमने key entry किया. Okay, before that, guys, मैं एक और चीज चलो बता देता हूँ तुमको. I think that will make things a little easier. जैसे कि हमने यहाँ पे लिया था ये डिक्शनरी, right? We got this dictionary here. Let me show this here, right? We got this dictionary here. We got 3 key value pairs here. Now there is a student who has taken bio as well in the, along with the math science. He has taken the biology subject as well. Then we need to add the marks for bio as well for him. So how we can enter the marks for bio? तो उसके लिए हमें क्या करना पड़ेगा? We need to call the dictionary, and we need to say that what is the subject name. So this time we have a new subject, guys. So let's say we'll say bio. So bio becomes the new subject. Then we are using the assignment operator, and using the assignment operator, we'll let you know that how many marks we got in the bio. So let's say we say 71 in the bio, right? So dict1 bio. So guys, now we have made a 4th entry in the dictionary. Actually 3 entries to pehle se thi. We got 3 entries earlier, and now we have the 4th entry in the dict. So can we see, guys, what we get in the dict1? See, guys, we get physics, we get chemistry, we get math, and we get the bio as well. So guys, this way we make a new entry, right? New entry in dict. This is the way we write a new entry. And that's why, guys, jab, I have used this string and empty dictionary. Now what is happening inside this loop? When the loop is running for the first time, what is the value of letter? Letter is O, right? So what is happening? Dict1, and the letter ki jagah kya aa jayega? Would be O there. And then what would be the case, guys? str1.count, right? str1.count, and what would be there in the count, guys? What we need to say? O. And this value comes out to be 3. Ye 3 aa raha hai, right? So we'll just say 3. So that becomes the first entry. Then what happens in the next iteration, guys? In the next iteration, the letter would be equal to X, right? And then we say X is the key, and then check ki X kitni baar aaya hai, to X 1 baar aa raha hai, so that becomes the second entry of our dictionary, right? Then in the third iteration, guys, the letter is equal to F, so F will become the key, and then we get the count of F in the entire string, that is 1. Okay, what is happening in the 4th iteration? Now you need to understand, guys. In the 4th iteration, again we have a O. So what we'll do, again we'll do the same stuff. we will have this as a key and write the count again. That means this statement and this statement is same. So whatever is earlier written against O will be overwritten by this again. ये वापस से overwrite हो रहा है, same value, same letter, but overwrite हो रहा है because that has come again. And हमें नहीं पता है कि वो पहले से था या नहीं था. We are just, अगर if it is available there, we are just overwriting it, right? We are overwriting it, right? And this will always happen whenever we see O. That overwriting is happening here. And guys, if the overwriting is happening there, can we optimize this code? पहले तो ये बताइए, did you get it so far? क्या आपको यहाँ तक समझ में आया? Guys, did you get it? I was telling you that how the loop is taking place. This is the iteration 1, guys, right? This is the iteration 1. This is iter 1, right? This is iteration 2. I was just, visually explaining the things to you that, and so on. इस तरीके से, right? So, guys, after understanding this concept, do you think that this is the optimized way, guys? Do you think this is the optimized way? Why this is not optimized? Because letter जितनी बार भी repeat हो रहा है, whenever you have the repetition, right? We are always going to check the count. बार बार हमें उसका count check करना पड़ा. That that was happening with this, guys, right? That O is here, तो यहाँ पे भी 3 मिल गया. O is here, यहाँ पे भी 3 मिल गया. O is here, यहाँ पे भी 3 मिल गया. So multiple times we are calling the count method. For same letter, we are calling it again and again. If the same letter is appearing for 10 times in the str1, we need to call this count method 10 times. And that may take time. Let's see if your string length is 1 lakh, right? What will happen in that case? If your str length, if your string is such a big string that it has got 1, lakh letters, guys, count method would be damn slow. Count method would be damn slow, guys, right? And we need to find out something better to handle this. And now tell me, guys, did you get the problem statement that what can be the problem with the count method? Guys, what I was telling you, that using a count is not a very optimized way. We need to figure out that what can be the other way to handle this problem, right? How we can do that. So let's go, guys. We'll write one more version of the same code. See this. Ab we are writing, another way. This is my str1. Please, everybody, focus here. We are going to write this str1. This is my empty dictionary, guys. See this. Okay. And now listen. Everybody, listen, please, carefully. Right. I am going to run the loop again. So how to run the loop again, guys? For each letter in, everybody please focus on this part, what I'm writing. For each letter in str1, fine, that's okay, right? And now, what I'm doing, guys, I'm saying that if letter not in dict1, क्या कह रहा हूं मैं? What I'm telling, guys? If my letter is not in the dictionary, right? If my letter is not in the dictionary, that means I need to add that letter as a key, because that letter is not available earlier from the dictionary. Dictionary में उस letter की अभी तक entry नहीं है. Then what I need to do, guys? I need to do one thing, that if letter is not in the dict1, I will make that letter as a new key in the dict, right? And I will, do one thing in that case. I can probably call this value and set it to 1. Why I'm setting it to 1, guys? Because I'm telling that if letter is not in the dict1, that means it is not available in the dictionary. That this letter has come for the first time. Earlier it was not in the dictionary, and if earlier it was not available in the dictionary, right? that means, right, I'm entering it now, and because मैंने letter पहली बार add किया है, then what would be the frequency, guys? What should be the frequency for this number? It should be 1, because पहले तो था नहीं, and now we are entering it for the first time, and that's why I'm setting the value to 1. And see this, guys, what happens as a result, right? Let's see. See this, and oh, what's wrong with that? Just a minute. Oh, I made it wrong, guys. It has to be dict1, right? So it has to be dict1. See this? Okay, now let's print the dict1, guys. Dict1 को print करते हैं and see what is happening. Can you see the output, guys? क्या हुआ है output को? What happened to the output? Can you see? O coming 1, X coming 1, F coming 1, R coming 1. Why every letter is coming just 1? Is there any problem with our code? Is there any problem with our code? Yes, there is a problem with our code. We have handled the case, right? We have handled the case where we see, right? We have handled the case where we see that if letter is not present in the dict1, then what we are doing, we are creating a new key and setting the value to 1, right? What if that letter is already available in the dictionary? How to handle that part if letter is already available in the dictionary, guys? That means we have to go for else. Else would be executed only if letter is already present in the dictionary. And if the letter is already present in the dictionary, guys, that means we just need to increase this count by 1. That means that key is already there, but we need to increment the count because that letter is coming again in the str, right? And that's why, guys, I need to increment it by 1. So I will say dict1, that would be my value. I need to increment the value by 1, right? And then I assign this incremented value again to dict1 and letter, right? So guys, now see, ये value पहले थी, now we are adding 1 to it. Why we are adding 1 to it? Because the letter is again appearing in the str1, and if it is again appearing in the str1, I need to increment the count, right? I need to increase the frequency of that. And now see this, guys, after running this piece of code, can we get a right answer? I think we should. And now here you see, guys, do we get the same answer what we were getting from the count, guys? Is that clear with everyone? कैसे किया हमने ये? So guys, that was the case. Is it interesting, guys, that how we have used dictionary? And now, guys, this code is much, a better code than the count one, right? This is much better code than the count one, right? That is much better, right? So that is there. This is better because, Sashank, this is better because we are not calling time, right? हम simply क्या कर रहे हैं? We are just increasing the value by 1. We are not tracing the entire string every time while calling the count. Count तो क्या करता है? हर बार वो पूरी string को check करेगा. अगर ये string length बहुत बड़ा है तो क्या होगा? It will take some time to check out that, what is the frequency. And that's why, guys, we are doing it. That's why we are doing it. Sashank, right? So see this, guys, right? See. See here. Should I, let you know that how this is internally working, guys? This is how internally working, right? Tell me. Okay, tell. I'm just running it for, 3-4 letters. I will do it. Yeah, I see this. As of my dictionary is empty, I come to the loop, right? I come to the loop, guys, right? That for each letter in str1, for the first time letter is O, right? And now see, guys, my dictionary is empty. So letter is not available in the dict1. So I need to add it. So how I add it, guys? I need to add it like this. the letter is O because this is running for the first time, and we set it to 1. See this, guys, right? When the loop is running for the next time, what is happening? Letter will be X. X is also not there in the dictionary. Dictionary में सिर्फ अभी एक ही entry हुई है O की, right? So we set it to 1. So हमारे पास X नया है, तो फिर से हम we are going to add it into our dictionary. So we'll say X, guys, and set the value to 1, right? And the third iteration, guys, what is the letter? We have a F. F is also not there in the dictionary, so we need to add it, guys. So how to add it, guys? We'll add it like this way, and see this, guys. And the fourth iteration, guys, we are getting O back, right? हमें वापस O मिल रहा है. So this condition would be true now, would be false, right? Not in. वो तो है हमारे पास, तो इस केस में हमें क्या करना पड़ेगा? We need to go to else, because this will only execute if the letter is not in the dictionary. But this time O is already in the dictionary, right? O is already in the dictionary. In that case, guys, what we can do, we have to go to the else mode. And now what is happening in the else? It is just saying that increase the value by 1. So what we do now, we increase the value of this O by 1. Did you get, guys? And now we have R again. So we will make an entry for the R now, right? So we will make an entry for the R now, guys. So R becomes the V. Then we have a D, then we have a space and C again. And then we are getting the O again. And then what happens, guys? Again, we'll go there and increase the value by 1. Right? So this way, this dictionary execution is, happening, guys. This is happening, guys. So guys, now is that clear with everyone that how things are working in case of dictionary? Okay, so that is there. So, yeah, space is also counted there, guys. The space is also counted there. Do you want to skip space? Do you want to skip space? How will you do that? If you want to skip the space, what you should do, guys? क्या करना चाहिए in that case? What should we do if you want to skip the space? Maybe we can do one thing, guys. Can we do this to skip the escape? That if letter is equal to space, right? Can we do one thing? Continue. क्या हम ऐसा कर सकते हैं कि if letter is space, just continue. और continue के केस में क्या होता है, guys? You remember that part? The continue will just skip the following statement, right? And continue the execution again, right? So can we check if it is working fine or not? So see this, if that is working or not, see, and then let's print the dict1. Do you see the space now, guys? You don't see, right? Sashank, are you happy now? So this way, we can skip the space. चलो अच्छा इस बहाने हमें continue का revision भी हो गया that how continue can be used here as well, right? There is no use of aleph. Delete. We can directly handle that part with the continue. Maybe you can use aleph, that's okay. So that is there. Dilip, are you clear about it? Right. Santoshni, this when you do dict1 and this letter, basically you are trying to fetch a value, right? जब भी हम डिक्शनरी में कोई की देते हैं, right, we get a value, right? So we got the value, and in that value we added 1, and finally assigned that value again to that key. No, we can't use a break, guys. Can we use a break here? No, you can't use a break here, right? Break से क्या होगा? स्पेस से पहले तक तो चलेगा, स्पेस के बाद आते ही खत्म हो जाएगा, right? So that would be the case, guys, right? That would be the case. Now, guys, coming to a new topic, I think we have put a good focus on the dictionaries now. And now, guys, right? Sagar, एक बार try कर लो, if that works fine, right? Yeah, as I will talk about that, don't worry, right? Please ask that in the doubt session. Now guys, we are moving, guys, right? We are moving to a new topic now. We have put a very good focus on the dictionary. मैंने dictionary में I think covered everything. I don't think so there is anything which is missing as of now. I've covered almost everything from the dictionary. Now guys, we are moving to one more data structure that is called set, guys. You know, so I'm going to talk about the set now. Okay, and see what is, you know, happening here, guys. Guys, let me tell you, let's say I have a list, so, and that list has certain values, 1 2 3, let's say 1 2 2 3, you know, 4, you know, 2, you know, I'm just repeating a couple of values here. Can you see, guys? Yeah, see this, right? And guys, I have a question for you, right? I have a question for you that I want to remove all the duplicates from this list, right, guys? What I want to remove all the duplicates from this list, right? So I want a list with the output like this, which will have the unique letters only, like unique numbers only. So 1 would be only one time coming, 2 only come, you know, one time coming, 3 also coming one time only, 4 is also coming one time only. That should be my output. This was my input list, guys. I want to remove all the duplicates from this, and I want, you know, output like this. How I can do this, guys? Can someone tell me that how we can solve this problem? हम कैसे कर सकते हैं इसको? So a lot of people are saying that using set we can do that. Someone says using loop we can do that. So guys, let me tell you how we can do using a loop, right? How we can do using a loop. So guys, what I say, I create a new list with the name list2, which is empty as of now, right? And let me run a loop, guys. How to run a loop? See this. For each item in list1. So I'm running a loop over list1. If item, right, not in list2. क्या कह रहा हूं मैं? If item not in list2, तब हम क्या करेंगे? We will append that item into list2. See this, guys, very simple logic, right? I'm just reading all the items one by one from this list1 using a loop and just checking if this item is already available in the list, right? So add nahi karna hai. If item is not available in the list2, then we are going to add it, right? And this way, guys, we only append a certain item for one time only. So ab dekhenge list2 mein kya aa gaya hai? We got only the unique values in the list. That can be the one way, guys. What could be the other approach? Let's understand that other approach, guys, as well. So we have seen this, guys, list1, right? And now I'm just going to typecast it to a new data structure that is set, guys. So मैंने इसको set में use किया. I'm passing this, guys, right? So see this, guys, what is the output coming? Can you see, guys? Output is coming with the unique values, but it is not a list. Can you see, guys? This is not a list. This is coming with curly braces. And inside the curly braces, guys, there is no key value pair combination, right? It is not a key value pair, 1, 2, 3. And inside the curly braces, if there is no key value pair, means it is a set. So maybe we can store it in S1. So S1 is this, guys. See this, we got the S1. And you check for the type S1. See this, guys, you know, we have S1 set, right? And now, guys, what I can do one thing, that I can typecast the set again to list. So मैंने list में typecast किया मेरे set 1 को और वापस से list 2 में assign कर दिया. So now you will get the final answer because आपको output किस में चाहिए था? You want it into a list form, right? So now you can see, guys, please focus on the console. There you see. So guys, is that clear? The one property of the set. Guys, is that clear? What is the one property of the set? Set always, right? Set always contains the unique values only. Set will always has the, set has always unique values only. There can be a no duplicate. No duplicate, guys. No duplicate. पहली चीज तो ये है. Okay, let me understand couple of examples from the set now, guys, right? Let me declare a one set with this, which is like this, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, guys? I'm taking one more set with the name S2. थोड़ा ऊपर कर लेते हैं इसको. So we have one more set with the name S2, guys. Let's say this time we have 3, 4, 5, and 6. Can you see, guys? We got two set. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3, 4, 5, 6. Guys, right? Now, if you remember, guys, from your discrete mathematics days, that when you want to do union of S1 with S2, S1 और S2 का जब हम union करना चाहते हैं तो क्या होता है, guys? We merge them together, right? We create a combined data set, right? Then what would be the output in that case, guys? What would be the output of the union? Union का output होगा 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So we are going to merge S1 and S2, and we cannot have the duplicate values, right? So 3 and 4 are 3, 4 is also here, 3, 4 is also here, right? But in the final union, only one, entry would be allowed. So you can see, guys, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Guys, is union clear? Union is like, combining both, right? Is union clear, guys? Jawab diya karen, please. We have a lot of people in the room, right? Yeah. Yes, Asma, S1 and S2 are set. We got sleep. So that is there, right? Now, can we have something common, right? We need to check what are the common values, right? So union is a method in set, guys. Union is a method in set. If we want to know only the common items, so 3 and 4, these are the only two common items. So what method we can, guys? We can do S1 dot intersection. Intersection means what is the common, right? Intersection. And see this, guys. Intersection with what? S2. So S1 dot intersection, guys. See this? 3 and 4. That is there. That is there, right? Okay. Can we add item to S1, for example? So we can add a new item as well, guys. See this, S1 dot add. Let's say I want to add a new value 10, for example, right? S1 dot add. See this, guys, a new value has come into S1. See this, right? Can we remove an item from the set? Yes, we can remove the item from set, guys. 7, let's say, see 7, see this. But 7 is not there, that's why we got error. So maybe we can remove something else. Can we remove 10 from this? Yes, we remove the 10 from S1. So 10 is removed now, guys. 10 is removed, see this. Now, finally, one interesting thing to know from the set, guys. Finally, interesting thing to know from the set is, guys, you have this set. Can you see this? We have this set here. See, right? Can we run a loop? Yes. Can we run a loop for each item in S1? Print item. See this, guys? Can we do this? Yeah, this is also allowed, right? Now, guys, can I do this finally? That can I access an item from the set using index, guys. So I'm just saying that I want to print the first item from the S1. Can I do this, guys? So I'm just going to write this way, right? S1, that is my set, and index 0. Let me see, guys. No, set does not allow you to use indexes because sets are unordered. Sets are unordered, guys. Sets are unordered, and that means they have no index mechanism. They have no index mechanism, guys, right? They have no index mechanism. So guys, here we come. Here we close our Python story, right? And that's how, now you need to tell me finally, right? Because this is the final day, guys. I'm going to ask you the same question that I ask every day, that how was the story for today, guys? How was the story for today? So now Sri Harini from Sri Sridharan saying, sir, it was amazing session. Okay. Now Shruti from Chennai say had a wonderful session. Rahul saying nice. Sagar saying sir really awesome. Siddharth saying it was good. Nikita saying sir, is there any assignment for today? Yes, there is an assignment for today, Nikita. Right. We'll talk about this shortly. Pradhan saying good. Lalit saying awesome. Divya Shri saying super sir. Gurjeet saying awesome. Alan Key, Vansi, Krishna saying great. Santoshini from Hyderabad saying knowledgeable. Shakti saying awesome. Ashwini Patil from Maharashtra saying awesome. Smita Mangara saying a great explanation. Ishwarya Kurula, okay, saying session is nice. Virushali Thakur is also there, right? Yogesh Hosur is saying how to change list to a tuple. So we can change a list to a tuple as well. You know, this is, let's say, list Yogesh 1, 2, 3, and you can just typecast it to tuple. So you just say tuple and then typecast it to list 1, and see this, we get 1, 2, and 3. See this, guys, right? 1, 2, and 3, right? So that is there. Samita Mishra saying that it was great session. Pallavi saying it's a very good session. Sritam Achari saying that it's awesome and we miss you. Thank you, Sritam. Srishti Chakraborty saying that it was a very informative session, right? So Pavan Kumar from Jamshedpur saying sir, सबसे ज़्यादा मजा ML में with Python वाला दिन आया था. Okay, that's good, Pavan, right? So इससे याद आया, guys, I need to tell you one announcement. So guys, the program that we were starting on machine learning with Python from next Monday, guys, please listen, everybody. This is something important for you, maybe important for you. The program that was starting, that was supposed to start with Monday, right? Coming Monday, it has been postponed by 1 week, guys. We have postponed it by 1 week, right? And this time, guys, one more change we have made, that we are keeping this program free to join. Guys, there is a change, right? Earlier it was that you need to pay 500 to join the program, but now you can join that program as well without paying anything, the way you have attended Python classes, right, this session. But obviously you will need to pay for a certificate. And what would be the price for the certificate? That will let you know, right? That would be very affordable and reasonable, no issues with that. So guys, that is the one change, and I think that should be a welcome change for you. That, guys, a program on machine learning with Python is free to join now. You can register for that. We will update you for the registration link through a message. Message आएगा ना जब आपके पास, तो you will get a registration link in that, right? That will be nice. So Shri Rakshi KL Singh sir, awesome sir, so understanding. Vijaya Mishra Singh sir, social session was wonderful. Deposit Paul thinks it was a nice session. Okay, Krati Washne is there, right? And also, guys, in August we are going to launch a project. Oh, I think you are talking about some mini project, Dr. Sylvester. Uh, Mini project क्या ऐसी Python
Yes,
के अंदर?
yes. Python के last day के अंदर mini project भी है.
Okay,
If
okay,
these people want, I've already shared on the Google Drive.
okay.
So if
So
they want,
we will explain the assignment. Then you can talk about the project also, right? So yeah, Siddharth, what point would you like to add? Ashutosh is there. Tamil Sailwan was there, right? Danisha Fernandez thinks her whole Python story was awesome. Okay, Shubhangi is there. Okay, Div Gyani Bisoy is there. Ayaz is saying, sir, your session made students listen. I attended all this on Eid. Okay, happy Eid, Ayaz. I think I missed it. So, guys, happy Eid to everybody, and Ayaz, enjoy your Eid. And thanks that you came and joined this program. Thank you. So, Vipin Mali Singh Sudaya. Okay, that's cool. Vijaya Singh, Debajit Singh. Okay. Rahul Singh sir, I enjoyed all the 5 days. Sainath Singh sir, I enjoyed every minute of the session. Okay. Deepika Singh sir, well session sir. Nikhila Reddy sir, excellent. Dilip Koganti Singh sir, your lectures are awesome. That encouraged me towards Python, right? Asma Singh sir, I actually joined late, so I do not get much clear about, but I must say that you taught us very well the whole course. Thanks for that. Thank you, Asma. Rohit is there. Swati Sucharita is there. Gurjeet Kaur is saying, a very good experience of FOSC Python with FOSC coding school. Preetam More saying, sir, I was not able to get myself to learn Python, but thanks to you, I've got a proper kickstart with the proper guidance. Thank you. Aparna. Aparna Appu saying, sir, awesome experience with fast coding school, and it's only because of your conveying method of subject. Thank you, Aparna. Shashank, I think it would be a session on data science pretty soon. We'll inform you, right? Parans Sarma saying, sir, had a wonderful week by learning with you, but I'll miss you every day at 4 p.m. Okay, Lalit saying, sir, I will miss you. Thank you, Lalit. Okay. Yeah, Vijaya will inform you. You will get a WhatsApp message. Whenever we have a new program, we always message our past people as well, right? That would be there. Hussein, a solution would be there. I think what you can do once you have the solution there on the drive, you can run it line by line, right? That way you can understand that how things are, So that is there. Shritam, we have 6 days program only, right? So Sumant saying, sir, thank you, sir, for giving us a valuable inputs. Rahul Chawla is there. Okay. Saundarya saying, sir, thank you, sir, for this session. Interesting. Okay, thank you, Sudesh. So Barbie, yes, yeah, Smita, I'll be taking the machine learning classes as well. Barbie saying, sir, registration link. I think she is asking for next. So we'll let you know. Sylvester said, if you have the registration link for ML classes, can you please share that?
yeah.
Right. Sri Harini, AI ML is a different course. वो Python से अलग है. That is separate from the Python, right? So that is the artificial intelligence machine learning with Python, right? Vishwagyani, as of now, we are working on the web development course, and we'll announce that part as well, right? Yeah, Gurjeet, we will do that, right? So Ayaz, that the question that you had, that why you are a typecasting map and filter to list. So let's understand this, Ayaz. if you remember what we were doing, we have a list here, let's say, and then we were doing 1, 2, 3, for example. That was the, see this, and now let's say we want to calculate the square. So if we write the map function for it, what we write, guys, lambda, we take x as input, and then we return x into x, and then we are passing the list one. And you guys, if see Ayaz now, this is giving me address basically, right? It is not giving me any output. And if you want to check the type that what it has written, right? So this is basically an object, map object, right? So we need to, and we are not able to see what is happening in that inside that object. So we are just typecasting that map object to list, and and that's why this was working, right? So instead of type, if I write list, now here you see the output, Ayaz. Did you get it, Ayaz, now that please raise hand if you get it. So that is the way, so इस वजह से हो रहा था. Rishikesh Jha saying, so thank you for amazing lectures and discussions. I learned a lot and benefited from your course. Thank you. I'm from Ranchi. Call my city name, please. Okay, so Rishikesh Jha, so it is from Ranchi, guys. He is from hometown of Mahendra Singh Dhoni. So okay, thank you, Rishikesh. So Gurjeet, yeah, we will share the link with you, right? Shubhangi
already shared the links to everybody, sir.
Okay. So Shubhangi saying, sir, your way of teaching is really beautiful. Thank you, Shubhangi. Yeah, Asma, we understand that you joined late for us, right? Archana Mohanty saying, thank you, sir, for such a good explanation throughout the whole session. Yeah. Samit Mitra, we are sharing the, a solution there on the Google Drive. एक line run karna, you will get it. The solutions are commented, so they are easy to understand, right? Pavan Kumar from Jamshedpur saying, sir, now it's also good session, sir. I'm eagerly waiting for offline mode class. I'll come to Jaipur. So Pavan told me earlier as well that, and we all are praying to God for removing COVID-19. Okay, Siddharth. Yeah, you can do that. That's good, Siddharth. Rohit Pawar is saying, sir, will there be a full course based on Python? So, Rohit, obviously, if we are going to float a full course, I think that should be minimum, 2 weeks से लेकर के 1 month का कोई course होगा. So we'll let you know that is there, right? Rohit, Sheikh Hasma is saying, sir, please give me a simple meaning of data structure. So, Asma, data structure computer science में उन entities को या उन concepts को कहते हैं जिसमें हम data को store करके रखते हैं, right? So data को store करना जरूरी है because कोई भी तुम operation करोगे तो data पे operate करोगे, but data है कहाँ पे? Where it is, right? So we store the data in data structures, then we apply some mechanism to perform some operations on those data. जैसे data structure में data है, फिर sorting कर दी उसकी, data structure में फिर data है, फिर उसमें से कुछ remove कर दिया, फिर कुछ उसमें add कर दिया, based on the problem, right? So data structure is the way that how we are going to organize and store our data in any programming language. Asma, did you get what the data structure is? Please raise hand because I can't see. बहुत पीछे हूँ अभी. Okay, I got it. Shri Harini, yes, वो जो दोबारा अगस्त में Python आ रहा है वो तो यही course होगा, right? So Longanton P saying, so thank you so much, sir. Your teaching is awesome. Okay, Yogesh is also there, right? Rahul saying, sir, those who have registered for the certificate, then when we will get, Rahul, you will get them by Monday, right? You will get them on Monday. Shri Harini, yes, you're right. The agenda would be same, right? Deposit Paul Singh sir, will there be any course on R programming in the future? It may be if anything related to statistics is rolled out, I think we will have that. So abhi calendar bana nahi hai. Maybe in later months we can have that. Devojit. Akshay, thank you, Akshay. Okay. So Chatterjee saying, sir, which database can we use as backend with Python? So you can use SQLite 3, you can use MySQL, you can use MongoDB, right? And उन सभी के लिए अलग-अलग libraries आती हैं Chatterjee, right? There are different libraries. So let's say to connect with the MongoDB, you get a library with the name PyMongo, right? That is there. And similarly, to connect with other databases, you have a library. That library will help you to connect to the database, Chatterjee, right? Yeah, Rohit, I got your point. Rohit saying, sir, I was not all knowing anything about Python, but now good base to learn more. Yeah. You will get your 1C, Krishna, you will get your certificates by Monday over email, right? Shubhangi, for machine learning, you don't need to learn anything. If you know Python, that is good enough to start your machine learning. That's it. Shubhangi, right? Sirf Python agar basic aate hain, rest of things we will cover. We will cover it from the basics, right? Asma, yes, we covered almost every topic of the Python. Python में और भी चीजें हैं, no doubt, but basic चीजें we have covered everything. Asma, basic चीजें we have covered everything. So yeah, Rohit, that can be there, guys. Okay, and finally, guys, I request all of you to go and share your feedback on Google if you have not done it, guys. अगर आपने गूगल के ऊपर फीडबैक शेयर नहीं किया है तो मैं रिक्वेस्ट करूंगा सभी लोगों से तो जाकर के रेटिंग के साथ साथ वहाँ पे कुछ अपने एक्सपीरियंस के बारे में भी लिखें कि that how was your experience with FOSS during school, right? So that would be much better because sometimes it helps other people to take decision, right? That would be there. Subhasa sir, would you like to discuss the assignment?
Yeah, we can.
Yeah, what is that, guys? कहाँ पे है? Day 5?
Day 5.
Okay, guys, now let's understand the day 5 assignment, guys.
So can you run it first, sir, as a solution?
Yeah, I can run it. So where it is?
Supermarket. Down.
Okay. So guys, please focus on I'm just going to run the solution of the today's assignment, right? So first we are going to run this, show it how it is working, and then we'll explain what you need to do. So see this, guys, right? We are going to run it. See? And now I'm going to make some entries. It is saying, sir, enter item with price, right? It is saying enter item with price. So I say apple 10, and it is saying mango.
You can adjust the width, sir, of your screen console. It will
right?
be clear.
So
Width of the screen. Yeah.
So enter item with price. I again enter apple. Let's say 12, right?
Your spelling is wrong, sir. Both the apples.
Oh, got it. So I add one more in that case, right? So see, this time let's say it's 15. See. So what is happening in this case? So asking me again. So I enter, pressing the enter button directly and see this, guys. So ये वाला apple तो अलग था because I made something wrong with the entry. So ये 10 यहाँ पे आया, mango 20 आया, and now see this apple and this apple. both are same, so they are added. So 12 plus 15, we got the 27 in the answer. So जितने भी same होंगे वो सब आपको add करने हैं और finally एक ही दिखाने हैं output में, right? That way. So you have, if you have let's say one more mango entry, so वो यहाँ पे ही आएगी, but उसका count बढ़ जाएगा. That is the assignment you have to do, guys. Sir, now you can explain what is that.
Yeah, so good evening, guys. So it's a last day assignment, day 5 assignment. The assignment is known as supermarket. Okay, so let's imagine you are a manager of a supermarket and you need to create a small program through which you can create a small bill. And if you people are going to any of the supermarkets, you people know, okay, he scans your items, okay, and it might happen that you have bought the same item in multiple numbers also. So let's imagine if you focus on line number 17 to line number 25, you can see this is the way you are giving input to the user. So what, first of all, what you need to do is you need to create a loop where you take multiple inputs from the user, and the loop should be terminated only when he presses nothing. That means if he doesn't enter any of the item and presses blank enter, that means you need to terminate the loop. And if you're not doing that, what the system is assuming? The system is assuming that you are passing what? Some value in the input. For example, I did banana fries 12, then potato chips 30, then apple juice 10, then candy 5. Then if you see apple juice 10, that means logically what has happened is now the apple juice count has increased from 10 to 20. Similarly for candy, candy 5, candy 5, candy 5, that means what is the total count of candy, guys? 4 times 5, that is 20. And last is what? Potato chips 30. Earlier there was potato chips which was 30, that means now it has increased to 60. So see the output, guys. What is the output? Banana fries, line number 28. Banana fries 12. Potato chips was how much? 30 plus 30, 60. Very good. Apple juice is what? 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5. That is what? 20. And candy was what? Only 20. Okay. So like that you need to make a small program. And to solve this program, guys, you need to use the concept of dictionary. This is the hint I am giving you. Why? In the dictionary you can store two things, the key and the value. In the key what you will store? The product name, and in the value what you will store? The quantity. Okay, and when a new item comes, what you need to do? Check whether the item is present earlier or no. If it is present, increase the value. Okay, and if the item is new, add the value. If you are able to implement this logic, guys, you will be able to solve this problem statement. Okay, and Yogendra sir explained to you how to run this program and what is the expectation when you run the program, how to give the inputs there.
There's a kind of uses of dictionary as well. Dictionary का use होगा इसमें. You will have to use some indexing and slicing concepts as well. So a couple of things would be there actually. So it's a combination of, you know, looping will also be required into this. You will need to use a break as well. You need to use dictionaries as well. You need to use a string functions as well. You need to take input as well. So almost it is, you know, covering everything into that. It would be a good exercise for you guys to solve this problem, right? I think we took this problem from HackerRank. I think हमने इस problem को HackerRank से लिया था. So it would be a good exercise for you. Any other question, guys? Otherwise, we can close it for today and see you in the next season, guys. See you in some next series, right? What is the mini pro? It is there. So a mini project is also given Asma. So you can go there and just understand that, right? It's easy to understand. Everything is given there. It's a very, I asked the ML course is starting. We are giving a break of 1 week. तो next week में नहीं है. उसके बाद next week जो है.
Starting on 10th, sir.
So it is starting on 10th August. Ayaz. It is starting on 10th August. Any other questions, guys? Yeah, thank you, Rohit. Yeah, Rahul, bye-bye. Thank you. Yeah, as we'll let you know about the project session, right? Santoshni, the deep learning course will start just after AI/ML course, right? Yeah, Hussain, thank you. Bharat, on Monday you will get them. Bharat. By Monday evening, everybody should get the certificates. Yeah, Brahmadat, thank you. Okay, guys. Goodbye and take care. See you.